rise to greet and welcome the dignitaries of SLIIT. Please be seated. Aristotle, the great Greek philosopher regarded as the father of political science, once said that it is a mark of an educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and a very warm welcome to SLIIT, the pioneer and the largest degree awarding institute in Sri Lanka. It gives me immense pleasure to welcome you all to the inauguration ceremony of the year 2023 as the first day of a worthy investment you have made to enrich your life. To start off proceedings, I would like to cordially invite Professor Nimal Rajapaksha, Senior Deputy Vice Chancellor and Provost, to introduce SLIIT in brief. Professor Nimal Rajapaksha served at 4 Canadian research universities for over 30 years before he joined the Sri Lanka Institute of Information Technology as the Deputy Vice Chancellor in September 2019. He is an alumnus of the University of Moratuwa. He has served as the head of the Department of Civil Engineering at University of Manitoba and the head of the Department of Mechanical Engineering at the University of British Columbia. Professor Rajapaksha was the Dean of the Faculty of Applied Sciences at Simon Fraser University, Canada, and also served as Vice President, Research and International at Carleton University, Canada. His research interests are in applied mechanics and emerging materials, and his research has been funded by several Canadian and international organizations. He currently serves on the editorial board of 4 international journals. He has served as a reviewer for universities around the world. Sir, you are cordially invited to address the gathering.
Thank you. Good morning. Pro-Vice Chancellors, Deans, Associate Deans, Chief Officers, Heads of Academic Departments, and staff members of SLIIT. Dear new students and parents, on behalf of Professor Lakshman Ratnayaka, Chancellor of SLIIT, and Professor Lalit Gamage, Vice Chancellor of SLIIT, I extend a very warm welcome to new students and their parents. We are delighted that you have chosen SLIIT as the place of your undergraduate study. Now you represent actually the second intake of 2023, coming after the release of the A-level results. And we are also very pleased that we have more than 2,000 students actually who want to come to study at SLIIT. We had much more higher number of applications, and we are delighted with the demand we have. In fact, this year, as we have done last year, will become the largest undergraduate student intake in anywhere in the country, including state universities. So we are very happy about the demand we have from students. And we are also very happy that our students come from all corners of the country. We have students from the north to the south, to the east to the west. And we have students from all ethnic groups. We have students from all different religions. And I think that adds to the spirit of the SLIIT and make us a very true inclusive university. Now, our goal is actually to make sure that you have undisrupted education. And that is something that with your support, we can guarantee to your parents, so that within 4 to 4.5 years, depending on whether you have an internship your program, you will be able to actually complete your degree, get a job, and become productive citizens of Sri Lanka. Now let me take a couple of minutes actually to show you a few slides. And as I mentioned, this is the October 2023 inauguration. And I want to actually show you Professor Lakshman Ratnayak, our Chancellor, as well as Professor Lalit Gamage. Both of them are distinguished graduates of University of Moratuwa and have served in many senior roles. Particularly, the Professor Ratnayaka was the Vice Chair of the University Grants Commission, as well as the Dean of the Faculty of Engineering of University of Moratuwa. Professor Lalit Gamage is the founder of this institution. He served as the chairman of the Information and Communication Technology Agency, and he has been a pioneer in the development of IT industry in Sri Lanka. Myself, I am the Senior Deputy Vice Chancellor, as you heard, and then we have two Pro-Vice Chancellors, and Professor Rahula Atalage is the Pro-Vice Chancellor for Academic, and he also joined us from the University of Moratuwa, where he was the Deputy Vice Chancellor. And Professor Samantha Telichjagoda, and unfortunately due to other commitments, he can't be here with us today. He is the Pro-Vice Chancellor, Research and International. We have a number of deans representing the various faculties. Now today, of course, most of you are from the IT faculty, I believe. And so I'll introduce Dr. Nuwan Kodagoda, who is the Dean of the Faculty of Computing. And Professor Suren Peter is the Dean of the SLIIT Business School. Professor Samantha Tilakasiri, Dean of Engineering. Dr. Malitha Vijayasundara is the Dean of Humanities and Sciences. Professor Pradeep Abhay Gunawardena, Dean International. Professor Lalit De Silva, School of Architecture, Head. And Professor Colin Pearis, Dean of Quality Assurance and Academic Development. You will have an opportunity to meet these individuals during your study at SLIIT. There are also several chief officers at SLIIT. First, I introduce Mr. Yasas Mallavarachi, who is the Chief Academic Affairs Officer, and in fact a very important person because he's the one who handles all the examinations, academic regulations, and your transcripts and so on. So he also looks after our registry and the academic affairs unit. And then we have Mr. Udita Gamage, who is the Chief Student Services and Outreach Officer, and you may have actually come across him during the recruitment and marketing. He's responsible for all the student services and outreach activities. And we have Niraj Muthukuda, who is our CFO, and then Mr. Chaminda Bandara, who is our CTO. Now, SLIIT is a nationally and internationally recognized education institute. We started in 1999, and today we are the only non-state university ranked by the QS Asia ranking, which is one of the most prestigious international rankings of university. And we are also one of the 5 universities we are currently actually listed category in the Times Higher Education ranking. So we have been recognized internationally. And we are also ranked number 7 in research in Sri Lanka by AD Research Ranking. That is a research ranking that exclusively look at research performance. So you can see that as an institution, we are doing extremely well. We are approved by the University Grants Commission and Ministry of Education. We are also a member of the Association of Commonwealth University, as well as the International Association of Universities. We are the first and only IT degree in Sri Lanka that is actually accredited by the Institution of Engineering and Technology of UK, which allows you to get the Chartered Engineer qualification after you graduate from here. We also have the accreditation from the Computer Society of Sri Lanka for our IT degrees, and we also are members of the Association of Advanced Collegiate Schools of Business of United States. Our civil engineering degree is recognized by the Institution of Engineers of Sri Lanka, and we have the accreditation for our architecture degrees from Royal Institute of British Architects as well as the Sri Lanka Institute of Architects. So this is the vision and mission of SLIIT. I am not going to read it, but it is very clear what is our business and what are our goals and objectives. We are also a national campus. I mean, you may have seen in the TV recently, we opened a brand new campus in Kandy. And we are in the process of actually acquiring a government property in Jaffna, where we will also build a new campus. So SLIIT is, to some extent, we want to position ourselves like the University of California system, where you have campuses in the state of California in different locations, right? So similarly, we will have actually campuses in different locations in Sri Lanka, right? So we will become actually a full world-class university. So our Malabe campus, you are here now, is our main campus, but we also have a campus in Metro, in Kolpiti. We have a center in Mathura. We are planning to start a campus in southern part of Sri Lanka also. We have the new Kandy Uni, and we have a center in Kurunagala and Northern Uni. We recently opened, and then we also have a Kandy Center where we did our operations before, and we have an international campus in Colombo called Curtin Colombo, which we do with Curtin University in Australia. We are very proud of our students, and that is why we are very successful and also why we have a demand. Right? You may know that nearly half of the people employed in the IT sector in Sri Lanka are actually graduates of SLIIT. Right? So that shows actually our success. But also, we have succeeded in the world level. If you look at last year, in the Microsoft Imaging Cup, this is a worldwide competition. And there are 3 teams selected from the entire world. And SLIIT was selected actually to represent Asia. We went into a competition in Asia. We were the number 1. And from that, our students were invited to go to Seattle in United States to meet with the CEO and others of Microsoft. And then they had the final competition. We became the runners-up, which is a significant achievement. And this year also, we have actually 2 of our teams going into the finals of Microsoft Imaging Cup. Our students are also entrepreneurs. If you look at Arimac, which is one of the most successful startup companies in Sri Lanka, was started by a student who was like you, who was here in this auditorium maybe about 10, 15 years ago, right? Participating in the inauguration. Now today he's a very successful businessman. We also have Pulse Solution. There are many examples where our students have actually not simply looked at a job from the government or from the industry. They have become entrepreneurs, right? And that is what we need in Sri Lanka. We want to develop people who can work for them, but also provide jobs for others. Now, SLIIT, as I told you, is a very comprehensive university. We have all the facilities you would expect from a major university. So when you are here, you also have a full student life. Now this last weekend, we had a wonderful music event where thousands of students participated, right? So we welcome you actually to participate in everything that is offered at SLIIT. If you are interested in music, if you are interested in dancing, if you are interested in various other types of activities, sports and so on, community work, volunteer work, there are opportunities for you. So please use these opportunities while you are a student here. And finally, we would like to see you here in 4 years' time as graduates of this institute. Now, there are a few other things I want to mention to you, right? As I mentioned to you that we are an institution with a proven track record. We also have a high resilience. For example, during the pandemic time, not a single student lost their education. We provided them continuous online education, and they all graduated within a few months of their planned graduation time. We, in fact, during the pandemic, graduated more than 5,000 students, right? So that is the track record of our institution. We are also not an ivory tower. We want to make sure that our students are productive and successful. And this is an institution, we value time, and this is very important, right? And make sure that we want to graduate you without major delays. So that is something that you should remember. And you should actually participate to make sure that your education is delivered without any disruptions. Now there are also a few other things I want to tell you. From today onwards, we consider you as a member of SLIIT community. When I say that you are a member of SLIIT community, that also comes with various responsibilities. Because you represent SLIIT. So when you are here, we want you to respect each other, practice good discipline, dress well, commit to the values of SLIIT, and become brand ambassadors for SLIIT. If you have problems, please feel free to come and talk to us. Our doors are open at any time. There is Mr. Mallavarachi, Mr. Udithaliyanage, your dean is here, associate deans are here who will be introduced by the dean and the department heads. Feel free to come and talk to them. And we also actually have the Student Interactive Society President, Mr. Vihan Uduwela, who will be also later introduced, right? So he is the representative that students interact. As I said, get the maximum out of this place. You are here to get the education as well as to get all the other facilities that we offer to you. The type of life. The life in a university is not one dimension. It is not just only studies. You have to do and participate in various other things. Develop your soft skills and become actually well-rounded people. And that is what we expect from you, and that is why we provide all these resources to you. So let me wish you a very productive and successful stay at SLIIT. And I thank you and your parents for keeping your trust in SLIIT. And as I mentioned, I hope to see you in about 4 years' time as proud graduates of SLIIT receiving your degree in this auditorium. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Nuwan Kodagoda, Dean of the Faculty of Computing, to share some insights to the undergraduate study programs delivered at the faculty. Dr. Kodagoda obtained his BSc Engineering Honours degree and MPhil degree from the University of Moratuwa and was awarded his PhD from Sheffield Hallam University, UK. He joined the academia in 2005 and has held positions Chairman of Curriculum and Academic Quality Committee, Head of the Department of Information Technology, Head of the Department of Software Engineering, Head of the Department of Computer Science and Software Engineering, before being promoted to Associate Dean of the Faculty of Computing. His research interests include the field of algorithm design and optimization in parallel computing, machine learning, use and development of software engineering tools to improve software development processes and e-learning. Sir, you are cordially invited to address the gathering.
Good morning. Senior Deputy Vice Chancellor Professor Rajapaksha, Provost and Pro-Vice Chancellors, Directors, Associate Deans, Heads of Departments and other staff members. So dear students and parents, so let me also take this opportunity to warmly welcome you to SLIIT and also to the Faculty of Computing. So let me tell you why you have made the right choice. So Faculty of Computing is one of the faculties in SLIIT, but we are easily one of the largest faculties in Sri Lanka. So you can see from these figures here, we have over 10,000 students and we have over 160 permanent staff members. These include 23 PhDs, 5 professors, and we work with a lot of other universities. So we have a professorial network where we collaborate with foreign professors and experts in the area of computing. Now let me introduce a few key staff members of the faculty. So I am Dr. Nuwan. So we have a Pro-Vice Chancellor, Professor Chandimal, who is currently on leave. And let me introduce to you some of the other key staff members. So we have an Associate Dean, Dr. Anuradha Karunasena, Associate Dean Academic. So she looks after the quality of all the academic programs of the faculty. And Professor Rajapaksha showed you about some of the students winning international competitions. This comes through research that we do in the faculty. And we have an Associate Dean Research, Dr. Dasanu Navina, who actually looks after research in the faculty. The faculty currently has 4 departments. So let me introduce the heads of the departments. So starting with Dr. Samantha Rajapaksha, who is heading the Department of IT. Then we have Dr. Kalpani Manatunga, who is heading the Department of Computer Science and Software Engineering. And then we have Professor Sanat Jayawardena, who is heading the Department of Computer Systems and Engineering. And we also have a new department, which we call the first year division, and that is headed by Ms. Namali Valgampaya. So she and her team looks especially after the first year students, because we get very large number of first year students. And after students specialize, they go into the various other departments, depending on the specialization that you want to do. Now, I'll introduce a few other important staff members. So here, our Director Administration is Mr. Hemantha. So he's located in the 7th floor, and you may want to meet him if you have any faculty-specific issues. So this is in addition to student services that we have, headed by Mr. Yasas. You met Ms. Namali, the head first year division. And for the orientation, we have Ms. Shalini Rupasinghe. She is the orientation coordinator. So I think by the end of this week, you will start the orientation, and that will go on till the end of November, before the commencement of the first year. And she will be looking after that program. And we have a few other staff members. I think Dr. Sanvita is here, right? No, okay, she's not here. So Dr. Sanvita is a year 1 IT degree coordinator. So she's one of the important people who's handling that. And Ms. Namali has a team of staff members who will help you, and you can contact them when you have any difficulties in your studies in the year 1. In fact, we will be establishing formal help desk for your batch when we start on November 27th, that is the commencement date of the first semester. And that is for the IT program. And if there are students following the computer science and computer systems engineering program, the year 1 coordinator is Mr. Jeevaka, who is over there. And let me introduce a few other staff members. We have Dr. Dilshan De Silva. So if you move on, when you move on to the 3rd year, you'll be meeting him. Then we have Dr. Harindra Fernando, who is actually, his area is cybersecurity. So if you move on to the cybersecurity program, you might meet him. Then we have Dr. Kapila, who is also here, and you might actually meet him if you're doing computer science, and there are some other modules even in the first year that he teaches. So those are like some of the staff members that are here in the head table. Now, as Professor Rajapaksha mentioned, we are situated, right now you are in Malabe, but there are other students, just like you, who are having their inauguration in other centers. So we have students in Matara, Metro, we have the new Kandy Uni, where we will have the inauguration on Wednesday, and also Northern Uni. So there are first-year students in Faculty of Computing, just like you, who are studying their programs. And in some of these centers, they can actually study throughout their 4 years from this year onwards. Now, when you selected the degree, I think most of you are doing BSc Honours in IT. One of the most difficult tasks that you would have had to do was to select the specialization. So maybe you would have talked to many people, and maybe you would have pondered about what specialization that you should select. But the good news is, the first year is common in all these programs, and you can change your specialization based on more information. So after you study your first year, you will know more about these different specializations, and when you move on to the second year, and also into the third year, you can decide which specialization that you want to go to. Right now, you have selected an initial selection, but that can be changed. But let me take this opportunity to tell you a little bit about these different specializations, because you may also have thought about it. And for this, I will take an example of a bank. So I think recently, like all of you would have visited a bank to make payments. So if you take a bank, the bank has many software, like you have mobile apps, and then the tellers that you work use computers. So if you are interested in developing software, mobile phones, web applications, desktop applications, then we have a specialization called software engineering. Then you can imagine that if a bank wants to introduce a new app, they have to gather the requirements, what kind of features should be there. So you need to have people like business analysts who have very good communication skills with stakeholders, like people who may be customers or maybe other companies. So you have this area called information systems engineering. So you learn about how to become business analysts and gather requirements that are needed to develop software. Now, to run a banking solution, you can imagine there needs to be a lot of powerful computers in the back end, in the back office. So these days, of course, we talk about cloud computing, which is public cloud or maybe private cloud. And to look after this networking and the computer infrastructure, you need to have individuals. And that is taught by the computer systems and networking specialization. Now, when you do banking transactions in the web or maybe using your mobile phone, you inherently trust the bank. So if you are using Bank of Ceylon or any other bank, you trust that this transaction will go through and nothing will happen to your bank account. So for that, you need to have cybersecurity specialists. So they look after the security of IT solutions that are there in different companies. Now, banks need to be able to predict things. Like, for example, if you want to apply for a credit card, or if you want to take a loan, they have to make a decision whether you are creditworthy, whether they can give a loan to you. So that's one example of where data science comes in. So you may have learned about artificial intelligence, maybe machine learning, deep learning. So all those things come under this data science area, where you learn about those kinds of things. Then, in order to have a mobile app, or maybe like to design the interfaces of websites, you need to have creative individuals who can develop these user interfaces. Or maybe some of you are creative by nature. Maybe you're good at art, you're good at photography, you're good at video making, and you want to kind of combine IT with your creative skills. So Professor Rajapaksha mentioned the Kandy Uni opening, and maybe you have seen it on TV. So we have this AR, VR, augmented reality, virtual reality kind of apps. Maybe you want to develop those kinds of things. So then interactive media is the area for you, if you are creative and you want to enhance that with IT. Now, in addition, you need to have people who can actually converse with all sectors of the IT field, like IT managers. So bank will have an IT person who looks after everything, software development, hardware, business requirements, maybe the creativity that comes from the apps that they have, and that is where IT specialization is about. So these are the 7 specializations. And as I told you, you can change your specializations. Some of these specializations happen in the 2nd year. Some of them happen in the 3rd year. And if you have met those necessary requirements, you should be able to change that. And you can ask your lecturers when you have lectures about these specializations if you have any questions. Now, some of you, I'm not too sure whether you're here, might be following these 2 degrees, computer science and computer systems engineering. So computer science, we are taking a limited batch, and the students in this particular intake will be the 2nd batch. So this is more theoretical. So people doing computer science are the people who develop the next generation of tools. So the main difference between IT and computer science, if you do an IT degree, you can actually work from day 1 once you graduate. And in fact, like our students work from the 3rd year, 4th year, we have, you have to do an industry placement, and they start working in actual companies solving real-world problems. So that's what IT students can do. They can actually fit into the current set of tools and technologies that are used in the industry today. But computer science and computer systems engineering graduates, there are a limited number of students that we take. They are the people who will develop the next generation of tools, the next generation of technologies that all of us will use. So they have more theoretical things that they learn, like maths, and more theoretical aspects of things. The difference between these 2 is like the computer systems engineering students will actually work with hardware, like electronics, whereas the computer science students only work with computers and then work with programming and things like that, right? But there might be some students following this. Of course, for this, we had an additional aptitude test for selecting students. Now, I want to tell you the faculty also has postgraduate programs, and these are the master's programs that we have. And we also, as Professor Rajapaksha mentioned, like our undergraduate programs are well accredited. So this IET recognition is an important accreditation. It's a UK body, Institute of Engineers and Technology. In fact, we are the only IT levying institute in Sri Lanka offering degrees that has IET. And there are other, so all our degrees are UGC approved degrees which we offer. And the faculty also has PhD. You can actually complete your PhDs in the Faculty of Computing, and these are the areas. So we have MPhil and PhD degrees that we are offering as well. So being a large faculty, so we started the SLIIT in 1999, and the first batch we took in the year 2000. Even way back then in year 2000, we worked with companies like IBM, Cisco, way back then. Now you can imagine, because we have over 10,000 students, we work very closely with the industry. And these are some of our key industry partners. And we have a separate division called the Industry Engagement Unit that communicates and then facilitates these discussions among these industries. Now, all of you, when you move on to the 3rd year, have to do an internship. And this is why these industry training or industry partners become important to us and for you. So these are some of the reasons why we work closely with the industry. One is for internships. We have our industry consultative boards. So we get feedback from the industry. In fact, the faculty is having 3 DICBs, or departmental level industry consultative boards, on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So here what we do is, like, we get the industry, we show them our curriculum. So we are going to show on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday the new curriculum that we have been working with, and then get their feedback. So that's a continuous discussion that the faculty has. We have joint research labs. So recently, CodeGen opened up a lab here in the new building, and that provides facilities for our students to actually work with CodeGen being here at SLIIT. And there are many other reasons why we want to engage with the industry. We also have various tech partners and academies, and this allows us to offer certification courses to our students as part of the curriculum that we teach. And in some instances, students can take them separately. Like, you may have heard about some of these. AWS is one of the major cloud providers. Cisco, Linux, Microsoft Learn. We have very specific ones like Intel One API and NVIDIA. NVIDIA is a graphics card company. So if you are into machine learning, deep learning, these collaborations become more important. And the advantage that you have as students is, like, since we have these partnerships, you can actually follow these courses and the trainings that they offer. Maybe it's separate or maybe as part of the curriculum. And so I want to show you this. This is something part of our CSR, and this is something that you can do even right now. So we have this platform called code.slit.org, and this is handled by our industry engagement unit. So you may have heard about these buzzwords, artificial intelligence, AI, ML, machine learning. And although you are just about to start the first year, maybe you want to know about what these things are. So we have this platform. It is free to anyone. So we have many school kids and also graduates going through these courses. So currently we have, I think, 3 courses in AI, ML, and there are many courses that we will offer. So I would encourage you to go into this portal, register, and you can do continuous studies on these different areas. In computing, one thing is like things change a lot. Things change rapidly, and you need to be able to become a lifelong learner. You need to develop the skills to learn by yourself because things change so much. So this is a good platform for you to start learning about these exciting technologies that are around there. And we have many events, as Professor Rajapaksa mentioned. On Saturday, we had Viramaya and SLIIT Got Talent, which is organized by the engineering faculty. We had it the week before that. And we have over 20 sports that we have. And so these are some of the events organized by the faculty and the faculty student bodies. We have a research conference called ICAC, which is happening on December. So all of our students have to do finally a research project when they're in the 4th year, and then they have to publish their research work and also present their projects in exhibitions. And so that is part of the things that you do in the Faculty of Computing. And so one of the main events, other than the research conference, is the Code Fest. So maybe you have heard about it at school, when you were at school. So Code Fest is a island-wide national software competition, and we have a wide range of competitions under this. So this year we are having the competition on 12th of January, but right now applications are open, and even you can compete in the tertiary category. Earlier maybe you have competed under the school category, but now you can compete under the tertiary, the university category. And we have students from as young as grade 2 students to university students competing in the various competitions that we have. And there are over, I think, 10 different competitions that we are offering. So as Professor Rajapaksa mentioned, we are really proud of our alumni. So you can see here Chamira, who started Arimac, and there are a few others. Dr. Puvudu now, I think she's doing her postdoc studies in Germany. And Upendra is also one of our alumni. He's the CEO of Orel IT, and we have many others. So maybe you don't know, the country manager of MasterCard is one of our graduates, Mrs. Supun Hapugoda. So we have many graduates who are doing extremely well in the industry. They have started their own companies, and they are leading their different organizations that they are having. And they were students just like you, sitting in this auditorium on their inauguration, and after they graduated, they were able to do many things. And talking about your academic work, so the orientation will run probably from this end of this week, and we'll start the year 1, semester 1 from November 27th. So in a university, we use the semester system. Normally, we have 2 semesters per year, but in your case, we are starting towards the end of the year. Normal semesters start in February and July. That is the normal semesters. And each semester, the duration of a semester is 15 weeks. So you have about 15 weeks of teaching. And after that, you have exams, final exams. In addition to final exams, you will have continuous examinations right throughout the semester. So one of the main other exams that you have, other than the final exam, is the midterm exams. That will happen around the 8th and 9th week, where for most of your first year and second year subjects, there will be a midterm assessment. In addition to that, you have to do assignments, lab work, projects. That will be parcel of your the studies that you have to do. So in the first year of a semester, you have to take 4 subjects. And then if you're doing computer science, it's 5 subjects. So usually you have about 5 to 6 subjects that you have to take every semester. So since we have assessments right throughout the semester time, your attendance is really important. You can't just skip attendance and then try to come up with the final exam. That will not work, because about 40 to 50% of your marks will come throughout the semester for the various lab work that you do, assignments that you do, lab tests that you have to do. So it's really important that you come continuously. And we have support systems. So I introduced the first year division. So they will actually talk to you when we formally start year one. And there are staff members who you can talk to if you have any issues. And also, we'll have some formal help desk. So if you feel that you're weak in a subject, you can go to those help desks and get more details, right? So, so once again, I just want to remind you these important people. So Ms. Namali is the head first year division. You will work closely with her if you're in the first year. And for the orientation, you will work with Ms. Shalini. We have other staff members like Dr. Sanvita, and if you're doing computer science and computer systems engineering, it's the gentleman on the right-hand side, Mr. Jeevaka. And in the faculty, we have Mr. Hemanta, who is the faculty director administration. So if you have any concern, please come and meet us. We are situated in 3 locations: the main building 7th floor, main building 6th floor, and the new building also we have a department that is there that you might want to meet when you are in the 2nd year and 3rd year. So I wish you all the very best, and I hope to see you in this same hall in 4 years' time after your graduation. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Next on the agenda is the address by Mr. Yashas Mallavarachi, Chief Academic Affairs Officer. Mr. Yashas Mallavarachi is an electrical engineering graduate from the University of Moratuwa who holds an MBA from the same university. He has also earned the Project Management Professional Certification from the Project Management Institute, USA, and the Professional Membership from the British Computing Society. He joined SLIIT in 1999 and held many positions, including Senior Lecturer, Faculty of Computing, Head of Software Engineering Services, and Director of Academic Affairs. Currently, he serves as the Chief Academic Affairs Officer of SLIIT. Sir, you are cordially invited to address the gathering.
Good morning, Professor Nimal Rajpaksha, Senior Deputy Vice Chancellor and Provost, Professor Rahul Atalage, Pro Vice Chancellor Academic, Dr. Nuwan Kodaguda, Dean Faculty of Computing, the Associate Deans, heads of department, members of staff, dear parents and students. Let me also join the previous speakers in welcoming you to SLIIT, and this is a very important day to all of you. And I'm going to talk to you about some of the important services that are offered to all SLIIT students. So I will be talking about the SLIIT student support, our counseling services, and also the career guidance unit, and I will be talking about the sports and extracurricular activities that are available to our students, the English help desk, and the financial support, the scholarship options that are available, and also the medical services and the shuttle bus services offered to all SLIIT students. Now, talking about the student support, we call this the help desk to students. Now, this will be the main portal that you will be using to engage with us, with your relating to various academic administration related matters, and also relating to matters relating to examinations and studies. To access this service, you can use the portal called support.slit.lk, and once you are given access to enter into our systems your email account and also the login credentials are given to you, you will be able to access this service. And whenever you have a question regarding your studentship, your registrations, examination marks, or any other thing that you need to clarify, you can communicate with us using this service. And we have our student services, registry, examinations, and other units available to reply to you. And if by any chance, if you are unable to access this service, then we have the hotline. The number is 754-4910, and you can use the hotline to call us. If you wish to talk to them in person, then you can walk into the Student Services Department located in the level 1 of this main building and talk to a Student Services representative. So there are multiple ways of communicating with us. And in addition to that, we have the English help desk. If you have difficulties in the English language, well, most of you would have studied in languages other than English, and if you have difficulties, then you can talk to one of the staff members in the English help desk. And we also assign academic mentors to all of you from the faculty, in addition to the faculty first-year coordinators, heads of departments, the lecturers in charge. We have academic mentors who will guide you through your academic progression and advise you regarding various problems you have relating to your studies. The counseling service is an important service that is made available to our students. If you have an issue, if you are running through a difficult period, maybe due to a personal reason or maybe due to your study stress or a financial difficulty, and if you need someone to talk to, we have qualified student counselors who are actually clinical psychologists, and you will be able to take an appointment and talk to them. And they will help you to go through this difficult period and advise you as to how to come out of this situation. And we also have the medical center. We have SLIIT Medical Officer Dr. Dhananjaya Bulatwatta, who is again located in the level 2 of this main building. Both these services are in fact located in the level 2 of this building. And the career guidance unit is another important service. Now, Dr. Nuwan talked about the importance of getting engaged with the industry, because when you graduate and go out to the industry, you will find jobs in the industry. So what the career guidance unit does is they bring down industry professionals and hold workshops and seminars to our students. And when you graduate and when you go to the industry, it is not only the subject knowledge that matters. You need to sharpen your skills in other areas, what we call as soft skills. So they will talk to you about how to sharpen these skills and also the kind of specific skills that the industry is looking at. And in addition to this, the career guidance unit will hold what is called a career week. Every year we have this career week, and when this is held, the industry people will visit SLIIT and interview our students. So if you feel that you have the knowledge and expertise to get employed, you can go for an interview, and sometimes then and there they will offer you employment. And when you find employment, you can work while you study. Regarding the sports, we have 21 sports available at SLIIT, and all the facilities required, including the sports infrastructure as well as coaching staff, is available at SLIIT. Even if you have not done sports in your school days, this is a really good opportunity. And those who excel in sports, they are awarded the university colors at a very colorful colors award ceremony every year. So in addition to your studies, you can gain medals and awards by doing sports as well. And we compete with other universities and higher education institutes. And some of our team visit abroad and compete at international competitions as well. So sports is only one aspect of the extracurricular activities. Then you can also engage with various clubs and societies. Now we have the president of the Student Interactive Society, Mr. Vihan Udavela. In addition to that, we have clubs and societies relating to various specific disciplines. If you are interested in open source, we have the FOSS community. If you are interested in community service, we have the Rotaract Club, we have the Leo Club, and so on. So you can be part of these clubs and societies and get yourself engaged, and this will immensely help you to sharpen your soft skills. So I would request you to become at least a part of at least one club or a society. And during your orientation program, the Student Interactive Society as well as other members from other clubs and societies will be talking to you, and you can get yourself engaged. Regarding the scholarship opportunities available, we have a number of scholarship options given to our students. One is the scholarships offered to A-level top performers. Now this is a full scholarship given for all 4 years. And some of you may have already received this scholarship if you have excellent A-level results. And then we select the top performers and give them scholarships. In addition to that, if you have done exceedingly well in sports when you are schooling, if you have achieved national and international accolades, then you can present those details to us, and all those exceptional performers will be considered for a scholarship. After you join SLIIT, both for your academic performance as well as performance in your sports and extracurricular activities will be recognized for scholarships. Especially the scholarships given for academic performance are awarded every semester. If you perform very well in this semester, the top 1% will be awarded full scholarship to study the next semester. And the next 2% will be awarded 50% scholarships for the next semester. So this will continue. If you perform throughout, you will be able to receive scholarships throughout your studies at SLIIT. And industry also has partnered with us. Especially when you complete first year or the second year, they will offer these scholarships after an interview. They will select the best students for these scholarships, where they give you the opportunity to work in those companies, and they pay your tuition fee at SLIIT. So these are the opportunities that all SLIIT students would have. Our services are available online. As Professor Rajapaksha mentioned, we continue to deliver our services even during the pandemic period. You will be introduced to all these online platforms, the CourseWeb, which is the learning management system. Now this will be the most important platform you will have access to. All your course material will be there, and also all the important notices will be published on CourseWeb. And then we have the lecture recording platform called EduScope, where the lectures will be recorded and uploaded. So if you miss out a lecture, you can always go back and view the lecture. The library also offers a number of e-services. And the student portal is where you have already used the student portal when you enroll to SLIIT, and you will continue to use this portal to register for the subsequent semesters, and also when you do exams and receive your results will be available to you through the portal. So these are the student support I have already introduced to you. And the shuttle service, we have shuttle buses coming to SLIIT from a number of popular destinations, from Kollupitiya, Jayala, Nigambu, Panadura, and so on. And if you are coming from that way, you can use the shuttle service and you can obtain the shuttle bus tickets from the SLIIT cashier, and you can visit student services to get more information on that. Finally, I want to talk a little bit about the student discipline. Now, SLIIT is very strict on student discipline, and it is very important that you get to know about the rules and regulations of the institute. And the student rule book is made available to all of you. When you gain access to the learning management system, the course web, you will be able to go through our student rule book. And please make sure that you adhere to the student rule book. And if you violate any of the rules, then it will result in discipline procedure. So I encourage you and urge you to become good students and become SLIIT ambassadors, both inside and outside SLIIT. So with that, I will conclude my brief presentation. All these things I have mentioned here will be introduced to in detail during your orientation program. And we will be meeting throughout your studentship as well. So with that, I'll conclude my presentation, and I wish you all the very best. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. With that, we come to the close of today's proceedings. Before we conclude, I wish to share the following announcements from the organizers. After this session, you will be guided to the exits for your refreshments. Please produce the refreshments tokens given to you when obtaining the refreshments. Your orientation program timetable for the session starting from 19th October has been emailed to your personal email address and SLIIT email address. Please check the timetable and be present on campus on the given days to start and follow the program. Dear participants and undergraduates of the October 2023 intake, remember that every expert once was a beginner. There are no limits to what you can achieve from today onwards. As you all set on this incredible journey that will shape the thinkers, professionals, citizens, and difference makers in you, we want all of you to know that the entire SLIIT community is here to support, guide, and encourage you as you commit to study here and reach greater heights. Education is the passport to the future, for tomorrow belongs to those who prepare for it today. We wish you all the very best, and once again, welcome to SLIIT. Please rise for the national anthem.